The TCAP Social Studies K-5 curriculum team would like to introduce you to Michigan Open Books and the resources that are available for K-5 Social Studies. If you're part of our TCAP Social Studies K-5 classroom page, click on the About tab, and in this About tab you will find the Michigan Open Book project for grades K through 5, as well as the Social Studies K through 5 curriculum units. When we open the K-5 Michigan Open Book project files, you'll find all of the grade levels from kindergarten through 5th grade, and in those folders are the PDF documents that you will open using Kami, including both the full text of the textbook as well as the individual chapters. Let's take a look at 2nd grade. Here you'll find the Community Studies full text, which contains all 3 chapters, and the individual chapters, chapters 1, 2, and 3. Let's take a look at chapter 2. The first thing to notice is that this is a preview panel. You'll notice the black background and then the pages over here in the middle, but there's a prompt for you to open this with something. We're going to open it with Kami. That is the required tool to open these documents, and it is available through the TCAP's Google Drive automatically. So I've opened this text using Kami, and you'll notice there's a cover for the textbook, so to speak. Once we open that book, we will find a series of pages that are mostly for the teacher. There's a flash page for the Michigan Open Book project, some information about how you can use the book, contributors and editors, and we can skip past that. Now we're into chapter 2. What are some ways that people interact with the natural characteristics of their community? At the beginning of every chapter, there are big idea questions at the beginning. And then when you go to the next page, you'll find questions to guide inquiry. These are questions we can ask the students before they begin reading. We might use these questions to compare what they thought beforehand to what they learned once they completed the chapter. You'll find a list of terms that the students need to know, a brief introduction, and a stop and think. And you'll see these stop and thinks throughout the chapter. Once you get into the chapter, you'll find interactives like this one, making a classroom map. For this interactive, you'll actually have an instructor talking to you, telling you about a classroom map. So students could listen to that on their own, or the teacher could play it for the whole class. The chapter includes, of course, information, but also examples of student work. It instructs them on how to create the elements that are necessary for a map, another stop and think, and then at the end there's an interactive map review. This again is an activity where students would be prompted by a voice asking them the question. In this case, it's put the star next to the right answer. I'm going to show you this briefly, but I'll only show you one example. What you'll see is I have the ability to move that star onto the correct answer. Watch how this works. I'm prompted to put a star next to the right answer. What is the map missing? A boat, water, a title, or a shape? Well, I don't see a title at all, and it has all those other things. So I click and hold the star, and I drag it next to a title. I click Next to check my answer. I get reinforcement. I did the right thing. I put it in the right spot, and I can click Next to continue the quiz, but I'm going to go back so I can go back to the demonstration. That's the last thing for the chapter. If I hit the right arrow on my keyboard again, I'd get into section 2 of chapter 2. How can we show where things are located inside communities? Okay, so I'm using my left and right arrow keys to move around inside the chapter, and that's part of why Kami is so useful here, because we don't have to constantly adjust our view. Left and right on the arrow keys makes that move from page to page for us very easily. So that's an introduction to the Michigan Open Books. You will discover more things that are contained in those in terms of interactive activities, more stop and thinks, more ways for students to interact with the information and demonstrate what they've learned. Please let me know if you have any questions, and explore these Michigan Open Books to see what you can find that's useful and helpful for you in your classroom.